All right, in this next section, what we're going to be doing is to create a hyperlink to another document. In the previous session, we created a hyperlink to a location within the exact same document. You can see here we use fundraising goals to create a link with the word invest. So when we click on invest, it automatically takes us to this particular part of the same document. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to put that hyperlink to a location from a different document. So what we're going to do is we are going to, whoops, I didn't mean to bring that up. We're going to have to open a new document. And this is one of our data files that we're supposed to be using for this particular project. So I'm going to go to my 236 files, chapter 7, and project data files. And we're going to open 7.3. When I open 7.3, what we're doing is this is the actual invitation to the Movie Time Trivia Party. So what we want to do is we want to save this document under a new name. And I'm also going to put it in a different location because it was in the student data file. And now what I really want to do is just put it in my textbook project file because it's no longer just a data file, it's actually part of our project. All right, and I previously have done this one, and I'm going to name it Party, so I'm just going to leave it there and click Save, and I'm just going to replace the existing document. All right, so now we have NP_WD_7_party up there in our title bar, so we know that we have named it. All right, once we've done that, we're going to just exit out of that document, and that takes us right back to our source document or our regular document. All right, so what we're going to do from here is what we want to do is we're going to link that document, which was a totally separate document, to this particular document. And here it says, click here to learn more about this fun event or contact Carol Ingalls. Of course, this is going to say your name and not mine. But what we're going to do is this word here, click here. And that makes it easy for the reader, especially if it's going to be in a different color and it's going to be outlined. It's going to kind of stand out. So in order to make this a link, you're going to go to the Insert tab, which we're already here, and then you've got the section called Links. And we're going to just click on the word link. And once we do that, we have our Insert Hyperlink text box that comes up. And we're going to do a link to. We are going to link this to an existing file or a web page. So we're going to click on that. And then the next thing I need to do, we're in the current folder. If you need to browse to find the other location, you can certainly do that. But ours is located right here. So I am going to, it says you can click Party and then click OK. So that's what I'm going to do. And you can see here that it actually turns red and is underlined. So the only thing that we really need to do here is to just test this hyperlink to see if it works. And you're going to do that by pressing your Control key and then clicking on here. And once you do that, now y'all can't see this, but it actually showed up on my other screen, so I'm going to move it on my second screen. So I am moving it over here, and you can see here is the document that has actually been loaded into the original document. All right, so the path has also been, for the hyperlink, the path is always, I'm just going to minimize that, the path has already been created. So if I were to change the location of that original information link, the hyperlink would be affected. Okay, all right, so that is, well, let's see. Let me move right on. Okay, so from here, what we want to do is to save our document. So I'm going to click Save and make sure and notice that that is still named our combined document. Now we want to optimize the document for online viewing. So what we want to do, when you're preparing a document intended solely for online distribution, you can focus on how the page will look on the screen without having to consider how it will look when printed, because sometimes it prints out very differently than it does look on a screen. So this means that you can take advantage of some of the formatting options that are visible only on the screen, such as a background page color or the background fill effect. You can also switch to the web layout view. You know, we've been looking at the print layout view recently. So let's move over to the web layout view. Okay, and this is what it's going to look like in that respect. So what we want to do now, it expands to the entire screen. So you can use the zoom slider or the status bar to increase the zoom settings to 160%. I prefer to do that up here in the view. So we go to view, we go to zoom, and we put in 160, and percent is already there, and we click OK. And you can see how it fills the page up at that particular area. You can scroll down and you can actually see the entire document there, which no longer has any page breaks or anything else in it. It just is a continuous scroll. That's what makes it the web page layout. All right. And from that, we are just going to stop there. We're going to save our document at this point, and then we will pick up at the next session. All right. Thank you.